Hello, greetings. Yeah, so now I'm thinking again back to square one. Then, so as I'm thinking, sharing with you, whoever is interested uh, in this, I don't know why you would be, if you are interested in what I have to say. So, if isn't it because of love that not that when I didn't even know I was Radharani in my childhood when I loved a teacher, I realized love is the most important thing. So I just don't have the right words to express right now, but anyhow, when I get the right words, I hope you get the gist of it. I will share in detail and properly. So, you see, I don't think it's my ego because with the grand aunt I know, I spent my time, it just has this thing, it's complete. Like, for example, about attachments and all this. They had this fear that I would not be able to leave Miss Dissa, my teacher that I adored. So with my grand aunt, it wasn't like that, but that doesn't mean that I didn't love her. True saint. Perhaps she was a true saint or something. My grand aunt Mamie. So just to spend time with her, like looking out the window and she telling me, look, now the rickshaw will come and this person always at this time. No gossip or anything, but just watching the road out from my grandparents' place. My grand aunt was there. It wasn't like we were watching a movie, and it wasn't even boring. I cannot explain how it was. So I was quite content. And then you can take certain things in life. I guess they just give you that strength. And it just, when you love, when you have this, I don't know, it's something really, I can't describe this. So anyways, I love failing. I don't know, I was shocked. And discipline, like when I read Jiddu Krishnamurti, it really clicked that, love, once, what is that true love? It doesn't need methods. And again, religion and worship and rituals and all this. So what is this thing that inside of you that I thought it was love that brings all this discipline. Like when someone told me to discipline myself, I was like, oh my God, I've been trying. So you see, then the attachment, then discipline, then this, then questions come up. Then are we doing this right or did we say this right? And it just goes on endlessly like this. So and reading someone else's book, Bhagavad Gita, you see, Jiddu Krishnamurti said, I've never read these books. And I think also Sadhguru of Isha Foundation said that he's never read the Gita, the Bhagavad Gita. I'm not sure. I think he was the second person I heard who was, after reading Jiddu Krishnamurti and what I found out about Jiddu Krishnamurti. I think Sadhguru also said this, that at that time, because, or maybe what Jiddu Krishnamurti was saying, that he explained it or something like this, that was for Arjun at that time. Maybe it stands a test of time. Maybe it works out for you. But, as I found out, then I realized, because this principal was she was Meera by Mrs. Munira Gulzar. So I was trying all these, like they were saying, why don't you try the breathing exercises? And I'd even found a yoga professor in Karachi. So it wasn't working. Breathing was like, ठंडी सांस लेना वो बिल्कुल अलग बात होती है. Depression में मरना. So sorry. What I mean to say is, how do you say in English that when you, that breath you take, that feeling of joy, that inner, that true breath that I could take. In depression, it's like constrained and I can't breathe properly without Mr. Sa. I can breathe. Like life has left you and you just, but it's painful. It's not like you're dead. It's worse than death. So breathing was not helping me. I read self-help books. Wherever it would come, like breathe. And I did all that, like my stomach is cold and all this, my forehead is warm or something like that. And how to breathe and count. And it was just like I was forcing myself. But then they say it gets better. But I was in a restless mood. I couldn't. And be in the moment while you're making tea and this and that. Until my teacher, Mr. Sa, told me that many years afterwards, we were still separated, and she said that take a moment at a time. Then something happened to me that I shouldn't be worried about and then I tried to explain it to my heart that maybe it won't work out. So why, force something out of love, but, it's force for the other person, a prison for, and maybe I'm a different person, so it's not going to work out. We are different people, different. So all this and a lot of neurosis was taking place, psychological difficulties to cope with life and myself, to stand anything. And then when I met Mrs. Munira Gulzar, it all, something happened. But before that, there was this thing that I wasn't scared of letting go. There was this, something came in me, which I've explained many a times on my Facebook page on Mrs. Munira Gulzar, my ex-principal. What the whole detail about it. Right now I cannot say much. I'm just going to shortcut, say it in a manner briefly. So there's emptiness and the wish for being nothing. And so I still, like sometimes I feel, that if you force me to love God, like it's like I can't take it anymore. So because all these questions pop up, why did God create us? I still can't get it anymore. So, isn't there some master who is compassionate, merciful? And maybe for love would come and be a voice for me, because I haven't found that person as yet. If I'm Radharani, Kalki Avatar, or Buddha, or someone come, a very compassionate person, healer, unconditionally healing people who really need it. They don't have to keep repeating, but that for one look, if they could. You see, because I've become really weak and now I can't stand anything. Again, I've lost that grace of God. They made me lose it. On the internet. Because it happened. I don't usually, don't like to blame people, but I feel that someone, excuse me. So I feel someone did try to separate Mrs. Munira Gulzar and I. If I had done it, like I was preparing myself, gracefully when if something in the family or she, gracefully leave her. I was meditating on that, right? Didn't quite turn out that way, but then someone else's interference, just like Yusuf Zaidi came and all this. So I felt that I should not have involved other people in this. Never involve a third person. But I thought because he said he's Fatima Zahra's son, is Sayyid, right? And all this, and he had some special, I was having dreams and all this. He said he will pray and if special amals he can do or something. Anyways, then he told me that if I was in your place, I would have hanged myself on the, like a fan or something. I would have hanged myself. Like, see, what's happened to me is that he was right. First he was like, in 21 days something really good is going to happen. He did all these things to make me believe in him in the beginning, and then in the end he said, if I were you, I would have hanged myself before leaving for London. He came to my place in Karachi and told me this. So, what I don't quite agree to the lectures. Bhakti Marga Paramahamsa Vishwananda. I feel like something is missing. When there is love, true love, probably they don't say it because it's for you to find out. Love should not impose its thing on you, like if your heart. But then there are people who laugh at, us who love and give our lives. But love, true love, pure love, why wouldn't it discipline you? You would be every day out if you had to, for your loved one to see you, out in the rain. There was a movie we saw, in London, a friend of mine, two friends of mine and I, and I can't forget, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's like 99 days that man waited for the woman he loved outside rain, all seasons, throughout the season. So in all seasons, what discipline, you could give your life to the one you love. It just comes miraculously. You don't have to do any asana, yogas or anything. And loving God, like God doesn't need our worship. As Muslims, we knew this, as Shia Muslim. Like, wouldn't you want us to love one another rather than himself? Maybe at one point he'd say, listen, I'm here, I created. Isn't that, shouldn't we love our level of people, like human beings? And then God, leave the rest to God. I mean, he's but to love God, force, like do methods in Kriya Yoga to get, Hindus, I have to, I said I don't believe in this kind of a method. I'm like Jiduk, more inclined, not like he was, but more inclined to his way. The way he was showing in Munji Baba. Like if you, maybe the ego will come up because to love God should love us. And God would want us to love one another and give our lives for one another. Now see, Imam Hussain did the sacrifice and everything. No one can be like him. We used to say as Shias, right? So now I still can't find words to properly put this thing, convey and share it, and it doesn't, maybe it's not flowing properly. So I'm confused again but love and discipline go hand in hand, and there's no attachment. It's the fear of attachment we have. There's no attachment. If you have fear of attachment, then I'm sorry, then that is not a love. Complete love is where there's no fear of attachment. All this coming fear and this and that. No, once you love, you just love completely, devote yourself like she's your God. Your principles, your beloved is your God. What is the crime in that kind of a thing? Right? So God will understand. It's the people who don't understand. And I'm afraid some gurus also don't understand this. They want us to love God, God, God. Now, where's the complete proof that God, that's love. Love is God. God is love. Or did I say that right? Both sides. Love is God, and God is love. Sometimes, they say sometimes we shouldn't say love is God, but we can say God, and God is truth. Truth is God. The other way around. So there's something wrong with that. I don't find anything wrong. Maybe I'm kind of dumb, not getting it. So however, in childhood, when they put their God is love on the wall, I was like, isn't God more than love? And then what is love? Doesn't need. Love will beckon to you. You just open your eyes to love, it will beckon to you. True love, where there is nothing but love. And the lust and all this, this kind of, it's not love. That I love ice cream. Ice cream I want to have ice cream. I really love ice cream. That's not love, right? That's some desire. Yeah, love. I love ice cream. No, you see, I cannot say I love ice cream because then I would want to. Yeah, then you could even kill if you don't get. No, but love never makes you kill others if you don't get ice cream. Love gives you patience like no one's business. No one's business. So you don't kill because you didn't get, but we might kill if we didn't get a cigarette, or I could kill some people here like that. I would kill them if they don't give me money, pay me money. Money is very important, but money is very important. So I need my tea and all this. Money is very, very important. Like that. So I could kill. I could catch your throats, Abu Dhabi's, or, things like that. So yeah, you pay me. Like Loy Macedo said, don't feel sympathy and pity for me. Just send money. Yeah, that's very, very genuine, very truthful. So this is what we are. Life has made us like this. We were love, and love doesn't see money and all this. So I haven't even reached that true love where, you without saying, those people are gone. They've given their lives for love, and they don't even have to speak now. But I guess I have to speak because I have failed. Love, I don't know what. So they don't have to speak. We are contributing this much and we did this much and we got nothing in return. And, or we got this terrible thing. We don't even have recognition. You don't recognize and you don't acknowledge all this. Oh God. So I don't know what's happened, but the true ones are very humble, truly humble. Love love has no pride in it and all this, no pride. So love is very, very beyond anything. God comes down for love. Like if I tell a Muslim this, they would put me in for blasphemy. See, but in Urdu there's a saying that खुदा को ढूंढने से खुदा मिल जाता है. If you search for God, so if let's say if you think, okay, idol worshippers and all that, there are many methods you can use. You will reach your destination, whatever you desire. If you desire to be God realized, Christians will get their Christ if they truly live up to the principle. Hindus will get their God realized, and all Muslims will get, I don't know why we have failed, but really these true ulamas, religious scholars, they felt this religion was the true and truth and truthful religion. And they loved Imam Hussain, our religious scholars, and the Sunnis love Allah and Rasulullah, and sometimes only Allah. And so love, what's the common denomination? What's common to all of us? We are human beings. Either choose humanity or choose love. And what's that thing that takes away the ego? You see, we're trying to be human beings as ex-Muslims. We can't even cooperate one with another. We're putting the other person down and putting ourselves on, like, we know, and she doesn't know. So I'm notorious in the ex-Muslim YouTube circle. We are not cooperating. We are not just pathetic. We can't even understand someone who's not well. We'll tell them go and see a shrink and take medication or something like this, So, or who do you think you are? So it's miserable what we are doing to each other, even ex-Muslims. So something is missing, and don't let these gurus and all this drag you into or Sanatani dharmis. But because of your weakness, so I have to protect the ex-Muslims, defend them, like being falsely accused by the Sanatanis, like Monica Sharon and all, and attacked. At least I didn't know who these people were. I wasn't sure, but I know Monica Sharon. Anyways, she said, Shama mangtu, may I apologize and all this in the end. Anyhow, but I have not gone to her live stream after that. And I was at Al Musa's when she had come later on. I didn't know she was there. So I'm not really, I don't, I want to be fair and square. So yes, there was a Sanatani who I felt attacked me and all this. I still feel, I recently saw this movie, what was it, Zero. Like, the jealousy, there was jealousy in this movie. But the love, between father and son, they could give their lives for each other. So this Indian movie, award-winning movie, silent movie but dubbed in Urdu. Oh, Hindi. I just saw last night. So love, why should, you see, this thing comes up that I don't want to love God. I had enough of him. He created everything. He's the most powerful. Then he wants us to do all this yogas and read his books and practice and all this. No, no, no. You see, I really have gotten out of my, God knows, I really don't, if someone tells me to love God, I feel so angry now. Like I feel so terrified, irritated and agitated and aggravated. Don't tell me to love God. He doesn't need her. Why should God need us to love him, love him, love him? So many people suffered and all that. I think to love a human being, love your level. That would be true love, because that human, you see, we don't love God. No. We love God because he's the all-powerful. We're scared of him. We're weak and scared. And don't tell me it is my ego and all this. No, no. When you love the other person, when you sacrifice, have you read Les Miserables? Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. That's when maybe even God will come down for you. God will come down for you. I don't see any other worship or this kind of thing. It just comes in the way I get aggravated. So, that all-powerful, yeah, we know. Even Imam Ali said that I worship him because he deserves to be worshipped. And I worshipped Mrs. Munira Gulzar. I loved her. And then God would come down, angels would come down. Any truth that is there would, from heaven's high places, would salute the beloved. But we don't say these things, you see. It's for you to know. So I don't agree to, I'm different than all this. Even Bhakti Marga, who has said Sri Radhe and Kirtan and has praised Radharani and love, like in his Kirtan and all this. Even he has fallen short of knowing true love, what true love is. And that, that you love someone because love leads you, perhaps, your heart, I don't know how. I'm trying to figure that out. That love, the greatest gift, if God ever wants to give you something, and it's the greatest gift, it should be love in your heart for another person. Because you see, there, no ego will come, there's no there may be like a principle, but human being. So I cannot put it in right words right now, but those from the heart listening to me, those blessed, right? I don't know how we get blessed, but this is the greatest gift God can give us, is to love one another, put love in our hearts for one another, especially if one person even, you can love completely without fear of attachment and how much am I going to do today, and without her would I die? I could die. So Sadhguru was like at that time saying, well, if you love a human being, then dedicate and love. Give your life. There's no crime in giving your life. You love. 1 minute of true love that you've ever loved someone is 1,000 years, of life that you go search. Oh, no, I can't put no one down like this. No, your search for God, your ibadat, your prayers, your longing for God. I'm not putting them down. I hope not. I hope I'm not contradicting myself. A human being doing that, okay, that's great. But my path is different. My path was of love, but now I don't even. Sometimes I say, oh God, love. Tomorrow I might say no, I don't know. But in childhood, what I believed in when I loved someone, not that I just thin air or something, but like one doesn't live for another, one lives for oneself. No. Sorry, just having water. There are people who have lost themselves. So losing myself in you, I find myself and the meaning of my life. 1 minute if it's like thousands of years lived. 1 minute of love is like, nothing compared to 1,000 years that you've just lived without love. And this love is something, when I find words, I've been trying to struggle most of my life with Misty also, and how to. She can say, but I cannot put that, put my finger on that thing and explain to her that what I mean. So I had a difficult time with words, expressing, but there's this inside, like I know, and you would say, well, so so now, I don't know. And then a priest told me, don't say, like he was my counselor. He said, don't, for some time, he said, don't say you don't know. So maybe I don't know. There's this song, I think Linda Ronstadt again. I don't know much, but I know I love you. And Aaron Neville, again, like, so really, and Mrs. Munira Gulzar was Mirabai. I mean, as if she's alive. So, once I hugged her, I was praying to Bibi Mariam, God, and Bibi Mariam, please hug me through her. She was on a leave. She wasn't going, and I had my vacation. Like I think graduated. So I went to her. My friend called me. It's my friend's friend. She wanted to invite Mrs. Munira Gulzar, her principal, ex-principal too. But this one was senior to me, this friend's friend. So we went there and Mrs. Munira Gulzar hugged me. That's how I know that Mirabai must have disappeared or something must have happened to her when she hugged. I'm told, I've read her life story online, that she disappeared hugging the murti of Krishna, Sri Krishna. So when I hugged her, first time in my life, I couldn't feel myself. So, excuse me. So now I know. This much I know, that I disappeared. Like I was floating. Like I didn't feel myself. I only felt Mrs. Munira Gulzar. I cannot explain to you. I felt that I wasn't there. But then who was hugging whom? Like we had become. I didn't put in that diary. I'll try to remember what I put in that diary of mine, personal. That I felt like I was floating. I wasn't there. Mirabai. And then now I gather that Mrs. Munira Gulzar was Mirabai in one of her past lives. So Hindus would want to, if they start to believe me, and if Mrs. Munira Gulzar was alive, they would want to hug her. To she disappeared, and and she used to wear saris, right? And in college, St. Joseph's College, not in Hamdard. Later on, she joined, but St. Joseph's College, where I was there also a student. So I disappeared. I didn't feel myself. If I didn't feel myself, then she hugged me and I didn't feel myself. I was like floating. So they say that Mirabai, when she hugged, or she disappeared. She was dancing in the temple of Sri Krishna's with Sri Krishna's idol, and I think her sari was left behind, but that she had disappeared. So, this much I can say, that although if I had disappeared or she had disappeared, where's Zara? Where's Zara gone? And then Khadija Mirza, my friend, she was then Khadija Shah, I think. Sorry, it was her wedding invitation card we went to give her. She said I should go with her. So I didn't disappear. Where's Zara? But I'm not Mirabai. Mrs. Munira Gulzar is Mirabai. So she hugged me. She could have disappeared. Where's Munira? Where's Mummy? Where's Mrs. Munira Gulzar? But actually, why would Radharani disappear? Feel like she's disappeared. She's no more there. I didn't feel myself. For when she hugged me, and then I told her, like in her ear, that, Mommy, I don't want to leave you. Like, just keep me embraced like this. Like, I just felt I was gone, floating. I was so light, and that it's never happened. Since I used to hug, very affectionate with my teacher when she would come to my place, Miss Tissa. After that, even my friends who used to hug me from her part of her neighbors used to tell me that you are very stiff when we hug you. What's wrong with you? You are stressed. Like, what's the matter? Why are you so stressed? Relax. Your body is stressed and all this. And so maybe, I don't know why I never allowed, or I didn't know, unconsciously it was all. So when I hugged Mrs. Munira Gulzar, it was like I was no more there. I disappeared. For 1 second I felt I'm not there, and that now I'm floating and all this. I cannot express it, and now it's been a long, long time. It was in 1992 or 1993 this happened. She was not seeing us. She was at home because she hadn't received her extension, second or first, maybe the second one, yeah. And I had graduated, and then so 1992 or 1993 somewhere. Okay, so this is it. I will see what more I can share with you people. But that thing is gone from my heart, to worship God and love Him, and methods. Maybe Jiddu Krishnamurti's thing really got a hold on me. It just disappeared. Like, I can't worship God. I've seen too much sufferance, and God delaying to help in all this. So I blame God. This may be blasphemy, but yes, that's, I don't know, maybe, let's see, do I blame God or that He didn't help human beings and we want a more compassionate. Ab Kalki Avatar comes and embraces us all and just, puts us in that place. Why do we have to worship God? Does He need our worship? Maybe for the egoistic people or something. I don't know. So thank you very much. I will continue later.